That's no good.
Actually, it's very good. Hey everyone, I'm Rasenryu, and I'm here to talk about this amazing movie that I saw this weekend. A little movie called Sonic the Hedgehog. You know the one, don't you? The one with the bad design before Paramount redesigned him to look better? The one with Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik? The one that has a 95% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes as of this recording? It's no lie, I assure you. And I'm going to talk about why right now in general, kinda non-spoilery terms, because I want you all to go watch it for yourself. I mean, just talking about it is kinda spoilery to some people, myself included. So I understand if you want to click away, but I'm going to talk about it now, so you have been warned. First, let me talk about what I didn't like about the movie. And some may call this a nitpick, but I wouldn't. This character had enough screen time to make the audience get a sense of who they are as a person, and who they are as a person, in my opinion, is pretty lacking. I'm talking about Rachel, Maddie Wachowski's sister. Rachel is one of those pointless characters with no backstory and no discernible motivation for why she is the way she is. So she just came off as bitter for no good on-screen reason. And though I do have my suspicions as to why she acted that way, 1, I'm not gonna get into it in this video, and 2, it doesn't make any difference because the audience doesn't get to have that clarity. The writers dropped the ball with her. They dropped it hard. And that is really unfortunate because if they hadn't, they would have had a near perfect Sonic movie on their hands. Let's talk about the action scenes. Oh man, they were incredible. The way they interpreted Sonic's speed was really fun to watch. I mean, it isn't groundbreaking by any means, but it's still fun to see Sonic zipping around the big screen, dodging missiles and robots and stuff. And the slow motion parts don't get tired. They used it sparingly and did something different with each one, so that you don't get bored. The final chase scene was very well executed as well, and I think some people might be dead? Robotnik is a madman. Now let's talk about my favorite part of anything Sonic related, the characters. First we'll talk about James Marsden's character, Tom Wachowski, the best policeman in all of Green Hills. As I said in my last video covering the Sonic controversy, Marsden is no stranger to CGI/live action hybrid movies. He shows his veteran acting skills off with his witty and believable interactions with Sonic and the flying robots. I was a little skeptical about having a live action character sharing the screen with a CGI character, but it's safe to say my fears were unfounded. And then there's Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. He is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let me explain. You may know that Robotnik is a pretty silly guy, and kinda quirky as well with his silly robot designs and such. Carrey shows that effortlessly enough, but what you may not often get is that Robotnik is actually serious about his ambitions. He's a bad guy, sure, but not just any bad guy, a literal evil genius. That is brought out with not only how sleek, efficient, and menacing his robots are, but how menacing Robotnik is to anyone that tries to get in his way. He will wipe you out if you don't bend to his will, all while looking down on you for your lack of intelligence compared to him. But my favorite character has to be Sonic himself. Ben Schwartz does a fantastic Sonic voice. Every new voice actor for the Blue Blur is a little different from the last, and Schwartz brings a more childlike and hyperactive quality to him. But even more than that is how Sonic was written as a lonely boy with abandonment issues. His backstory is given a little more care than in the games, and it is not a happy story. This gives Sonic a little more personality than what we normally see from him, and that is a refreshing change of pace. He also just looks really good on screen, with all his facial expressions, how he expresses himself, and how he interacts with everyone around him, like giving them nicknames and joking around all the time. It's almost like they took Sonic and added Deadpool. And speaking of jokes, I was really surprised by how good they were. They just come at you in near rapid-fire succession from start to finish, but not so much that the audience can't get some real character interactions at important points in the film. And you may be thinking about the trailers while listening to this and saying, those jokes? Let me tell you, the jokes you see in the trailers are much better in context. Even the lousy ones are either slightly better delivered in the movie, or just plain funny anyway because you will be having fun with the movie already. So if you ask me, which is why you're here I assume, Sonic the Hedgehog is a welcome and surprising success for being a video game movie. The curse is broken. Or maybe just a little deterred. Look, fact is, the trailers don't do this movie justice. You actually have to see the movie to know. If you love Sonic, if you hate everything about Sonic with a fiery passion, or even if you were just one of the people complaining about how bad Sonic looked before the redesign, like me, watch this movie. Because now the question on everyone's mind is there going to be a sequel? Well, if you want my opinion,
I have no idea!
I will say this though, stay for the after credits scene, because there is one and you don't want to miss it. I'm Rasenryu, and I'll see y'all next time. Reconnaissance! I have another question though. How'd Sonic buy that stuff from the gift shop?